fly. Baby, we were made from stardust, so shine.
Peace and blessings, family, and welcome to Labors of Love podcast. We are here to inspire, uplift, and enlighten. Each episode, we will be hearing from Black midwives, doulas, and other traditional childbirth supporters who have dedicated their lives to being of service to Black mothers and families in all aspects of the motherhood journey. This evening, I have the privilege of speaking with Hafeeza Ture, holistic wellness practitioner, doula, energy worker, alchemist, light being, and founder of HERicane Beauty Company. HERicane Beauty Company was born from Hafeeza Ture's calling to share with women how she was able to overcome depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and health issues through self-love, holistic living, and confidence building. Her vision for HBC is to see an empowered, healthy, and uplifted community of women thriving in their lives, careers, and business ventures because they were able to find healing from deep within the eye of the storm. The mission of HERicane Beauty Company is to help those who are ready to become who they truly are, discovering the truth in their inner beauty and personal power. Hafeeza Ture teaches women how to step into their personal power through conscious acts of self-love and self-care, holistic health and wellness, and tuning into their sacred spirituality. Thank you for joining us this evening. Welcome. Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome. Thank you, Hafeeza Ture, for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me. And it's actually pronounced Asia Vu. I know it gets kind of confusing when you're reading it. It's okay.
No worries. I absolutely want to get that right. I am very particular about names, including my own. So thank you for that correction. So Asia, can we jump right into it?
Yes.
I only have you for a few minutes. I definitely want to make sure we, touch on all of the amazing things that you're doing and what your experience has been.
Yeah.
Good. So prior to the birth work and a lot of the personal growth and development and spiritual work that you do, what was your experience growing up? What were some of the messagings? What did you see around you around childbirth and prenatal, postnatal, all of the aspects?
Yeah. So growing up, my family was not the type of family to always have babies around. Like the newest baby of my family now, she is 3, almost 4 months. And the last baby before her, she's now 16. And the last baby before her is now 25, going on 26. So there were very large gaps in between the babies in my family. So I never really had a whole lot in my family. I didn't really think about, childbirth or like just having pregnant people around me, but from what I had seen maybe on TV or movies or in books or whatever, childbirth just seemed like a really scary and potentially dangerous process, something that I didn't really have any interest in at all. Well, it was weird. Like I didn't have any interest in it for myself, but I also I did have a fascination with it. Like that's just so how does somebody do these things, so I just thought it was something that was supposed to be really scary and really painful, and I didn't know too much about how women could potentially die from childbirth. I didn't learn that until I was older, and I was kind of shocked, and I was like, wait, how are we letting this happen? It was kind of disappointing to me. But yeah, the images around, they weren't the most positive. I will say that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. Well, it's pretty consistent with just growing up in a culture where that's how it's portrayed, as far as it being one of those scary, kind of painful. We definitely don't get the sacred or the transformational aspect of it, I guess, until we dig deeper. So at what point did it shift for you where you either began educating yourself or you came into a different awareness about it? At what point did the change happen for you?
That's a really good question. I would say, I would say probably not until like my early 20s
Okay.
when I realized, and it was an interesting turn because I found myself less concerned with like childbirth or pregnancy at the time. I was more concerned like with the mother herself.
Mhm.
I remembered a friend of mine. She had 3 kids and she was married, but she was still very burnt out. And she ended up having to like go on this retreat, which wasn't supposed to be like a relaxing, just chilling on the beach kind of retreat. It was a legit healing retreat. Like these women were suffering, just trying to keep it together as moms. And I asked her about, I was like, she said retreat, and I was like, oh, well, do you feel relaxed? What did you enjoy it? And she was like, no. And she began to explain to me what it was, and that's when I realized, like, oh wow, like childbirth, pregnancy, parenting, like the whole umbrella is very it's intense,
Mhm.
and there's a lot to it, and there's not enough awareness or education around what the hell is actually going on. So from then was when I knew that I wanted to start learning more, and spending more time with my mom friends and hearing their perspectives, and then getting into doula work and just all of the things. But yeah, I would say probably not until like my early 20s was there really a shift that made me understand and overstand what is actually going on with the birthing world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. So once you came into that awareness, was it anything in particular that brought you into doing the aspect of doula work, or how was your journey impacted by it? Because it seems like you had like some significant shifts and change, just from your bio as far as life experiences that
Mhm.
kind of propelled you into this area of healing and working on yourself and I feel like it's all encompassing. We might say like personal growth and development is over here and like, health and wellness, but it truly is all encompassing. So
Mhm.
how did all of that kind of unfold for you?
Yeah, so um when I began like my own personal transformation journey, where I changed up my eating habits and my thinking patterns and my actions, and the people I was around, like when I started to make that holistic change for myself, I realized anybody is capable of doing it in your own way, of course, but any and everybody is capable of doing it, and doing it would be extremely beneficial to them and everybody who they're in contact with. And especially with moms, I thought back to like my own mother, who was a single mom raising 2 kids by herself, and all of the stuff that the three of us went through. It was tough, just to say the very least. It was tough, but it was done. And it had me wondering, like, if my mom had learned how to meditate early on and became more self-aware early on, and ate better, fed me and my sister better early on, what things would have changed.
Mm,
And um, it had me feeling like, okay, if I could at least share this information with the women and people who are carrying the new generation in, then we would be leaving this planet better than how we found it.
yeah.
So, just I feel like my personal growth journey just kind of like dropped me on the doorstep of birth work, because I never saw it as something that I would, get into. Although there was one point where I did consider I did consider becoming a midwife, because I thought if I go to nursing school and I learn about the body, then I can teach people how to heal their bodies better, and blah blah blah. Because I was really focused on skin at the time, because I'm an esthetician as well.
Hey.
Yeah, so midwifery was going to be the first step in that journey, and then I just kind of like brushed it to the side because I was focusing on aesthetics, and
Mhm.
then it just kept like nagging at me, nagging. So I'm like, okay, clearly birth work is something that I'm supposed to get into. Then comes the time where I end up meeting a lot of birth workers through my wellness practice, and they start telling me about it, and then I ended up becoming a tub manager, and then finally went and did my doula training. I was like, look how all this stuff is just coming together. You know what I mean? I just left it alone, and everything just naturally fell into place.
Right. Like all things in divine order is what I
Exactly.
like to say. Like sometimes, we don't have full awareness of, what we're called to do. And then things just like doors opening and you meet people or
Yes.
an opportunity presents itself and it's
Yes.
like this light bulb, like, okay.
Uh
And
huh.
so that's
Yep. Exactly.
amazing. Just so what are some of the work that you do and all of it? Because like you mentioned, your wellness practice is more than just the, supporting mothers and families, but you also have the HERicane Beauty. And I love that whole, the eye of the storm and just that whole energy. I really enjoy looking into kind of the things that you have going on. So what is that? What are the services? What are the how did you come to make the products? Like what was that journey
Hmm.
around the skincare?
Yeah. Um, so it was quite a journey that went in a whole lot of different directions. But like I said, I'm an esthetician by trade, and that journey started back in 2017. Um, and that was like the beginning of, my self-improvement journey, like I was stating before, because I knew I wanted to heal my skin. And that's where I learned if I want to heal my skin, I need to heal the inside. And so many other things just transitioned from there. So HERicane Beauty was born, with the original intentions to be skincare plus makeup plus lashes plus microblading plus all these superficial things that I later found out that I just did not care about. And so it really, but the mission always stayed the same, to help teach women how to be more confident and more empowered within themselves by themselves. So because that stayed the same, it was easy for me to transition into the other things that were very near and dear to my heart, like eating healthy, like mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, and then even like divination things like tarot or or astrology and stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, so HERicane Beauty has transformed into more of like a spiritual guidance business, a spiritual guidance community, I'd rather say. Spiritual guidance community, which I took a little bit of time off, but now I'm in the process of rebuilding. So I'm getting ready to launch a whole bunch of new things
Yeah.
coming up in the springtime. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
And then HERicane Beauty Babies was actually, where the doula energy was focused towards. So that would be like the attachment where the like I said, the mission would be the same, to teach people how to be more confident, to help them feel more empowered, and to just live overall healthier lives, which in turn will have a more positive impact on the next generation. So all under the same umbrella, just some slightly different services. But as of right now, what I'm offering, the well, the doula work I will begin offering that within the next few months. I'm making some moves, like some physical moves, and planning on moving out of state soon. So once all of that happens, and that's when that will pick up again. But as far as HERicane Beauty Company, offering like spiritual guidance coaching, using astrology and tarot to help with that guidance, healthy eating coaching. I like to say healthy eating coaching versus just like vegan coaching, because I
Yeah.
was vegan for a little bit, transition into like vegetarian, pescatarian. We'll eventually go back to being vegan, but I don't believe that everybody has to be vegan in order to be healthy.
And it's funny that you say that because my friends and I, we use the term of conscious eaters, right?
There
Because
you go.
it's this box that people put you in, and it's like,
Yep.
did you have a piece of cheese or something that got egg in it? And then it's like, but it's so much broader than that when you look at
Exactly.
overall wellness. And so I know some
Exactly.
unhealthy vegans. So
Same. Same here.
it's not the label. It really is the intention. It's reading the ingredients. So that's a whole show in and of itself. So
Okay. Yes.
that the wellness piece of eating well, it doesn't have a label. It is
Exactly.
doing what's best for your body. You feel the difference. You know what works and what doesn't. So thank
Mhm.
you for that.
Yes, you're very welcome. But that is something that I do also offer because it really, like, excuse me, with any lifestyle change, it always starts with the mind first. And I
Mhm.
realized that's where I started with the beginning of my journey. So that's where I can teach other people where to start. Start by changing your mindset. Start by changing your language around things.
Mhm.
Um, so uh sorry, I was getting off on a tangent a bit, but but yeah, so the healthy eating, healthy living coaching, spiritual guidance coaching, stuff like that. I also do Reiki and Yoni steams and stuff. That will also be something that will pick back up once I move out of state as
Mhm.
well. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So how, has your practice changed, or are you offering things differently since, COVID and kind of having to do the separation and the isolation? Are you doing things virtually? Has there been any shift or pivot, or kind of business as usual as far as your model is concerned?
Yeah, there was a huge shift in at the last stretch of 2021. The shop that I had, the studio that I had opened here in Greensboro, that I ended up closing down for a lot of different reasons. Um, no regrets. I do miss it, but no regrets. But really, what that was just a chance for me to realize that I don't have to be boxed into this one place to do the work that I do. And I was like, well, you know what? I do want to travel, and I do want to be able to like do pop up shops and stuff, or even take doula clients in other states,
Yeah.
or even other countries. Hell, I don't know. That just the endless possibilities.
Indeed.
So yeah, so that shift where moving out of that physical space to move into a more digital space, that happened throughout all of 2021. Like I could see it building up until it finally happened, and I was like, oh, look, wow, are these wings that I have? Like it was kind of amazing. But I would say overall it was a very good shift. It was a very good shift, and it just really opened my eyes to the possibilities and how far we can expand, because we don't need to tie ourselves down to like one physical place to fulfill our missions.
Yeah, definitely. So, with that being said, do you offer your services are somewhat virtual? Are you able to connect with people via
Yeah.
Zoom, or so
Mhm.
who's listening basically can reach out to you if they do want a reading, or they want some guidance, or what have
Mhm.
you, as far as some transition that they're experiencing?
Yeah. Yep. So all of my services now can be offered online. And like I said, when I begin taking doula clients, I will be offering both virtual and in person. So I'm willing to travel if someone would need me to travel to them to help them with the whole process, the whole journey.
Mhm.
But yes, as of right now, everything is available virtually.
That is beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful. So just going into kind of the work that you've done, especially since the birth of HERicane Beauty Company and just moving forward, what are some examples, if you can pull some, as to why you do the work, or what fuels your passion to continue to push forward, and not just evolve yourself, but also offer more to those who you are in service to.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny because I ask myself quite frequently, like, well, what is my passion? Or even when people ask me, what am I passionate about? The first thing that always comes out my mouth is people. Like, I'm
Mhm.
passionate about people. And I'm in such a weird place because, like, sometimes I just, like, I love humanity, but I hate humans.
I
But
think I'm with you on that one.
I'm like, you guys are just so, oh, come on, just wake up, please. So
Yeah.
I really do want to see people in general, but specifically my people. I want to
Yeah,
see us
absolutely.
thriving because we deserve that. That's our birthright. And I want us to be able to birth in peace. I want us to be able to have someone to go to where they can talk about anything in the world and not be judged or ridiculed or, you know, told that they're going to hell.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Those
I
things.
I want people to have these spaces to come to just to just be, no labels, no expectations, no nothing, to just be.
Mhm.
And I knew that was something that I wanted because I never really felt like I fit in any kind of box.
Mhm.
And I said, well, how can I make a box that's like not really a box, a misfits box, you know? So that's how all of this was created, and that's really is what keeps me going because, you know, having that passion for people extends far beyond people just being like holistically healthy. It
Mhm.
also expands to people being like, you know, having places to live. I've been saying since I was a child, I want to cure homelessness. And I'm like, how
Mhm.
can I do that? And you know, that spawned the idea of a tiny home community. Tiny
Oh,
home community for the homeless. They can receive free housing for a bit. They can learn skills and trades. They can get counseling, like education, anything. You know what I mean? Like just offering all of that. And then with the birth work, like creating a nonprofit birthing wellness center, so someone can have like their birthing experience would be like magic. You know what I mean? Going even deeper to like having our own marketing companies and schools and banks and just
absolutely.
yeah, like I just have this whole expansive vision of what we could be as a people.
Indeed.
And we can get there if we really just take the time to get to know ourselves, our purpose, our path, our skills, our talents, our weaknesses,
Mhm.
our light and our shadow,
Mhm.
the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine. When we really tap into that and embody that, we can create so much and not have to feel like, oh, well, I may never see that in my lifetime. Well, you can see it in your lifetime. You just got to believe.
And put forth the effort. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And so, yes, and amazing. And it's so funny because there's so many parallels, but I truly understand what you mean as far as like, because other people's energy is, it impacts you. So it's like, I love people, but I definitely have to be really mindful about my space and how much I let go of and what I
Mm,
take in and all of those things. And just the
yep.
foundation of the desire for community, right? Like
Yes.
returning to our way, reconnecting with, who we are,
Hmm.
and what you said about having a safe space and how important that is because we are bombarded. We are dealing with so much inside turmoil, outside turmoil. We're
Girl.
traumatized on a regular basis. So just
Girl.
the ease of having a place that you can just be. And it sounds so simple, right? Like to just,
Because it is.
it really is. It's like
Hmm.
you don't have to put on a face. You don't have to do, you can just be.
Yep.
So that
Yep.
that is phenomenal. Just even just to have that desire because you put it out there. So
Yeah.
I'm so with you on the tiny communities, working on projects now. Like, and that's why this platform is really about making those connections because sometimes we're in our little boxes doing our own thing, but
Yeah.
similar vision. We all have similar desires. So what happens when we come together?
Magic happens. It's just as simple as that.
That is phenomenal. So,
Thank
are you changing geographically as far as I know right now you're in like the North Carolina area?
you. Hmm.
What areas are you going to be servicing as you kind of branch out and change space?
Yeah. So, I'm manifesting getting to California,
Okay.
moving out to California. So I don't know where just yet. that'll that'll come to me when it's ready, when the time is ready. But manifesting getting out to California for right now. It's been calling me since I was a child, and I'm like, I just got to get out there just to see what's out there, and then I'll move from there. Eventually, I do want to, you know, move abroad. Um, but where, don't know just yet. So I'm focusing the next couple of years on just traveling and having like extended stays, like you
Mhm.
know maybe 3 to 6 months if I really enjoy the location. But being somewhere to get a chance to see what it's like to live there, and
Yes.
if I would want to stay and plant roots there, and
Oh,
then you know being able to expand.
I love this. You don't know how much I'm enjoying this conversation.
Ah!
Like, and it's confirmation for me because there's so many things that are going on, and it's like you said, figuring out what you're passionate about, kind of finding your lane, and and
Yeah.
I don't believe in coincidences. So
Not at
when
all.
come up, I'm like, okay, boom, that's confirmation it is.
Yep.
Okay, boom, okay, we moving in the right direction. Like this is
Yep.
cool. And just that whole abroad, your mentality changes so significantly when you are exposed to something greater than
Mhm.
these spaces that we occupy.
Yes, 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 yes.
I love the intention, the motivation, just the movements that you're making, and just how impactful and significant that is, and how then that translates to how you can be of service to other people
Mhm.
based off of the work and the experiences that you're having. So
Mhm.
that is phenomenal. So
Thank
before we go, can you kind of share like how to get in touch with you? If there's anything that you're working on right now, any classes, any offers that you have, please share how people can connect.
Yeah, yeah. So, as of right now, no particular offers or classes or anything coming up. Like I said, I spent the last, say, 6 months or so just kind of like reevaluating, revamping myself and my services and things. So right now, I'm just focused on, you know, getting back to my social media presence.
Mhm.
Um, I am creating a Patreon where people would be able to come on and join the community, and they would receive weekly readings, um, journal prompts, meditations. They could join like a group where we would, all converse and uplift each other in there. So that is something to be looking forward to.
Yes.
And, that launch date will be announced when it's ready.
So
But until then, yeah, social media is a great place to follow me at Instagram. I am on there at HERicane Beauty. Wish I could like type it out because it's a lot to try to spell it out, but it's
I'm
Hurricane with,
definitely gonna make sure there's links in the description so
yeah, it's
people can
perfect.
just click on it and get to you. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. That's wonderful. But yeah, yes, follow me on social media for now. Um, yes, at Instagram at hurricane_beauty.co. And then also following hurricane_baby, hurricane_beauty.babies. And that way you'd be able to connect to me for doula work as well. And then, yeah, I'll be relaunching my whole website and everything. Like, just everything's getting a brand new do over.
Yes, and it's interesting because I see like you've done the big chop. Like there's some significant things that have happened, like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the whole revamp. So
Uh huh.
change is constant, transformation is ongoing. So I
Yeah.
definitely appreciate all you're doing. I love the concept of Patreon and really building community because when you find people that resonate, then it's definitely impactful to connect
Mhm.
and to find your tribe, as I like to say.
Mhm. Yes, I agree.
That is excellent, excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
So yes, we will keep your links in the description.
Mhm.
And I definitely want to make sure we stay tuned into what you have going on. And I
Yes, ma'am.
appreciate you, Asia Vu. I'm gonna have to do the whole intro over, and I have this understanding. I can't let that stand, okay?
Okay. That's appreciated. Thank you.
Indeed, I understand.
Mhm.
So yes, but I truly appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to connect and to be
Yeah.
with us and share your energy on this platform and
Thank you.
continue this dialogue and conversation.
Thank you. I really do appreciate you for asking me. It did feel like an honor. I was like, you want to talk to me,
Absolutely.
little
Absolutely. So
me?
yes, I truly appreciate it. And everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. Please, share. This information is valuable. We absolutely want to connect and continue to build community. We don't know what we don't know. There's a lot of information out there for us to connect and to evolve and continue to grow. So definitely click on the links, check out the site, connect on Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, share. So thank you all for being with us. Peace and blessings, family.
Thank you.